And thanks for checking out another video. This one I'm going to be going over how I made my own DIY Lagun style RV swivel table using the infamous adult erector set, also known as 80/20. I'm not going to be going over what 80/20 is, rather assuming that the viewer is already aware and clicked on this video to learn how I actually built a swivel table using all 80/20 hardware. I will leave a link in the description below to the 80/20 website, so you can go check out their website so you can kind of learn a little bit more what they do. All right, let's get into it. So truth be told, I did partner up with a 80/20 designer that helped me figure out which components I would need to make this swivel table possible. Working with an 80/20 designer definitely helped me to get my brain juices flowing. I did change the overall initial design quite a bit to fit my overall preferences. The 80/20 parts catalog is extremely vast and overwhelming. Trying to figure out what parts will work for your application can be a bit difficult, time consuming, and extremely expensive. Right now, even ordering hardware from 80/20 takes quite a while due to whatever reason. My assumption is camping has just gotten a lot more popular due to pandemic travel restrictions. People are just camping more because of this due to demand. It's just putting a strain on supply chains. I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. So moving on, the Lagun table is something that's super familiar with RV people and van life audience. Basically, the Lagun branded swivel table is a bolt-on application that simply needs a good strong base to be attached to. If you want more info on the Lagun table or what it is, just do a simple Google search and it'll lead you right to their website. Now, due to the design of my truck camper, the Alu Cab Canopy Camper, this sort of foundation and the angles involved did not work for me. Although I did find someone online who has adapted a Lagun table to work with 80/20 extrusions, their modifications still did not allow me to do this because of the type of extrusion I have installed on my truck camper with the goose gear setup was different than his application. I believe he used a 30 series and I use actually a little bit smaller, a 10 series. Be quite honest, I really didn't feel like hacking up a $200 Lagun table for it to possibly not even work in my setup. So I decided to go down the rabbit hole and figure out a way to make something that would work 100%. And also simply because no one was making this style table to work with extrusion with the application that I was looking for. As far as the design goes, my goose gear storage cabinets use 10 series 80/20 extrusions. As you see here, there are 2 10 series of extrusions that come together exactly parallel. 80/20 makes a bracket that allows you to use the foundation of 2 10 series extrusions together. This bracket is the key to making the setup not only extremely strong, but an overall super clean setup. If this bracket did not exist to join the 2 10 series extrusions together, I would have a real challenge making this swivel table strong enough to support weight and be properly supported. Also, the space in my truck camper is extremely limited, so one has to get creative when working in a super small space. So from there I used 80/20 round aluminum tubing, which you can see here, here, and here. Those are 3 pieces ranging in various lengths to a few 2-way adjustable brackets here and here. These adjustable brackets for the aluminum round tubing are the secret sauce to making this table highly adjustable and adaptable to my space. These adjustable brackets allow the swivel table to be adjusted in multiple directions and makes adjusting the overall height possible. So as you can see here, this bracket here allows for the table to go up and down. This bracket here allows for the table to go back and forth. And then this bracket here is what feeds this round tube into this adjustable bracket. Looking at the bottom of the table, moving on from the brackets, I use 6 90-degree 2-hole corner brackets that allow me to attach the plywood table to the 80/20 extrusion. So I'll go ahead and zoom in here to kind of give you a little bit of idea of what it looks like. So basically you see those wood screws that go into the wood, and then the other side of those go into the 80/20 10 series extrusion. I use drop-in T-nuts that go along the edge of the 10 series extrusion, and just some simple wood screws that would allow me to attach, you know, this simple piece of plywood you see here as my main table. Now, with the current insane prices of lumber in 2021, I simply used a spare piece of plywood I had laying around in my garage for the tabletop. I did treat the plywood with basic waterproofing and sealant, so it should hold up, but I will most likely change this out in the future. I do have some HDPE material that I could use, but for now the plywood works fine. As far as support goes, I'm able to place my laptop and the weight of my arms on the table without any real issue. Can also support quite a bit of weight, but to be honest, I really don't plan on testing the extreme limits of what it can or can't hold. It supports enough of everything I need and everything I've thrown at it like a champ, so I just have to make sure the adjustment brackets are properly torqued down. So as you can see here, I have lowered the table just to kind of give you a little bit better reference on what the table can do. It's in a lower position right now, so it does swivel. It goes up and down as well. So the main reason I did this is because I wanted a table inside the camper to use as like an utilitarian solution. Alongside the seating area in my camper, having a table in the middle where my partner and I can just both use it is just awesome. As far as applications go and how I'm going to use the table, it's going to be used for so many different things. Like at night we like to play card games, or in the morning use it to make coffee, or just use it as a desk / workstation to use while we're on the road working remote. We don't live in our camper, but we do have the benefit of working remote. So if we need to post up for a few days somewhere, it'll be that much more of a comfortable mobile office. Yeah, but when you're not using the table, how do you store it out of the way? Does it get in the way of the main camper? Well, I've thought of that too. As you can see here, because I use the adjustable brackets, storing the table up and out of the way is very easy and streamlined. I made this a priority when thinking about the overall design of the swivel table. It had to be able to be stored out of the way because of limited space in my 5-foot bed truck camper. So that about wraps up the video. I'll leave you with a few pics of the table in different configurations in the truck camper to give you an idea of what's possible with this type of setup. I'm still testing out the overall design of the table, and we'll need to do a bit of field testing just to make sure everything works as designed. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below and I'll be sure and answer them. Again, thanks for checking out the video. I appreciate it.